Hi Mahmoud.
Hi Nora, how are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Today is Sunday, July 13th, almost 6 p.m. You had a terrible, horrible last couple of days.
Yes, actually the night today, yesterday, and the night before yesterday was the worst times I ever had in my whole life. Um, I witnessed yesterday the death of a whole family, a close family to my family. 18 members of one family were murdered, and they all from Al-Badish family. It was like a real shock for me. They were bombed without any warning. They didn't call them. They did not shoot a spy plane, a rocket on them to warn them. Um, no one slept yesterday except for me. I slept for about 2 hours. I was like getting crazy. It was a horrible headache, and I needed to sleep for a while. But the condition, the situation was terrific. Was horrible. Um, they were shot and killed mercilessly at a strange time. They bombed them at the Isha or Tarawih prayers. People were getting out from mosques, and at that same time they fired or shot a huge bomb. Some people say that's 1 ton of explosions, and finally 18 were killed. And I have a list of them. Some of them are 17 years old, excuse me, and some of them 12 years old, 18, 13. Most of them are from the same family. For example, I have here Majid Subh al-Batish and his family members. We have Jalal Majid al-Batish, his son, Mahmoud Majid al-Batish, Marwa Majid al-Batish, Ibrahim Majid al-Batish, and they all are one family. And other brothers here, we have Zakaria Ala al-Batish. I would like you to give more concern to the father name. The father's name is Ala, Zakaria Ala al-Batish, Qusay Ala al-Batish, Anas Ala al-Batish, and Yahya Ala al-Batish. It was like a genocide, killing mercilessly people. It's like they want to kill everything moving on the ground, civilians, mercilessly. I don't know why did they do that, and they're all. Some of them are women. Some of them, like here, we have Marwa al-Batish, Manal, and Amal al-Batish, killing a whole family. And they all, by the way, they are my sister's husband, if a family. The woman here is his aunt, and they all are cousins of my sister's husband. We called them yesterday. They were crying. They were in a horrible condition, and unfortunately, it's getting worse day by day. I mean, the situation is not only on them. Numerous houses are being demolished and destroyed without any warning. And I remember the day before yesterday also they bombed a house near us, one short street away from my house. They lucky we are, they fired a spy plane this time on them at the beginning, and it was followed by a 16 plane rocket. It was horrible. You can see that all windows opened, and the house started shaking and trembling in a horrific way. Another point is how can I prove that they tend or attempt to kill civilians? They are not doing any military work. They're not doing any military work against fighters or resistance. They're killing normal civilians, people. They sent me a message yesterday.
Who's the they sent you? Who sent you?
I will explain it. It was a strange number. It was telling me to go to the bank and check with them to take my money back from the bank, from the Islamic bank in Gaza. I was, confused for a moment. My mom told me that it might be the university. You have some money in your account at university, and they want you to take it. I wasn't convinced by that. I called my friend at university. He told me that they don't do that. The university doesn't do such things. 2 minutes later, he called me. He told me to open on Facebook. On Facebook, she had agency news, and they were saying that they were telling people to be careful from these messages that tell the people to contact with the Islamic Bank to take their money. They said that they were the Israelis trying to make people work in the streets, and therefore other civilians will be killed by their shelling and bombardment. So apparently they're trying to kill as many as possible, civilians and normal people.
Yeah, I think you told me that before. It's all very confusing because there was a shift from, you know, some houses that were known to be homes of militants, but of course the people in the home are just family, you know, children and women and other people. But then they were targeting non-profit organizations and other institutions. But I want to go back to your own family, because I don't know if people who are not Palestinian realize that when you marry your sister into another family, it becomes a relationship between those families. So it's not as if these are far away people. These are close people to you. And they went, the whole family went together to the mosque to pray, because it's Ramadan, so people go more often than they usually do. They all went, and then as they were leaving, did they bomb the mosque itself? Or just say a little bit more about that, because we hear the horrible stories, but it's your story. It's a personal story, and you matter to me, and you matter to people who watch the video. So I want to know more about that experience.
All right. They didn't bomb the mosque itself. They bombed a building, belongs to Al-Batish family. It's so close from the mosque called Al-Haramain Mosque. I mentioned the mosque because it's so close, and the time was horrible. They shot at time that people get out from mosques, and I assume that they finished praying early and went home, but still people sometimes stay at homes for longer time. They sometimes recite some Quran and do more further prayers. About you asked me about the relationships between families at marriage. Yes. Relationships here, and specifically in Palestine and the Arab world and Islamic society, are more connected and more stronger. We know them very well. We've visited them many times, and they visited us many times. We had lunch sometimes together. We have good connects and strong connects with them. Although they are not very direct to us, I mean, the woman is my sister's husband's aunt. I mean, it's not so direct, but still, we have good connects with him. I mean, with my husband, we have good connects with his mother, his brothers, his uncles, and his aunts. So relationships here are expanded or more or stronger here.
Yeah. And how's your sister holding up? She lost a lot of her in-laws.
Yes, we called her yesterday. She was crying, and her husband was crying as well. It's horrific. We also cried. It's a huge crime against humanity. 18 from one family. It's like a show. Yeah. I mean, it's not easy for anyone else who's not living this experience to imagine it.
No,
it's hard
it's
to
not.
describe it whether in English or in Arabic. I mean, my English is not helping me so much to put you in the situation, to put you in the condition, but it's hard for me, and also it hurts me that I cannot express myself as I want from my heart.
There are some things that we don't have words for.
Exactly, yes.
So did you bury them yesterday? Was there a funeral?
They did. I guess they did yesterday. Unfortunately, I couldn't get out of my home, so we connected with them, and they're supposed to be buried today, or they are already buried.
Is it the bombing is still continuing with the same intensity, or is there any change?
There's nothing. There's no change. I have a small correction for what I've told you the last talk. I told you that the escalation or the military war gets quieter at the day and gets worse at the night. I was completely wrong actually, because at night it gets it's really bad and horrible, because they already shot in our area. But at the night, at the daytime, they hit or they do their shellings in other areas. And for example, in the north or in the south, the Rafah, Beit Lahiya, and other cities. When I feel like it's getting quieter at the day, when I check Facebook or check the news or the radio, there is all the time martyrs. They have reached more than 130. There are martyrs, there are houses destroyed, there calamity here in Gaza.
Absolutely. It's just terrible. I want to tell you that I also have no words, but to send our condolences and best wishes to you and to your family, to your sister and to her family and her husband and all the other people, because the families are so big and so well connected, every single death affects so many people. And while life goes on in the rest of the world, everything has just stopped in Gaza. There's nothing except just staying alive and finding out who else didn't. So given all of that, for you to take time out and talk to me, I really appreciate it. I do believe that people in the world care a lot, but don't have access to this kind of, personal insight. So I'm sure it's a difficult thing to talk about, but I thank you for talking about it.
Thank you very much. It's really hard to describe it. I'm still speechless. Since yesterday, I'm still speechless. I have no words even in Arabic to describe what happened yesterday and the day before yesterday.
Well, I hope in the next couple of days we can talk again, and I really hope that it's all over, but I don't think it's going to be over. And if it isn't, I want to keep continuing to talk to you and see how things change and develop. And meanwhile, those of us who are not in Gaza are doing our best to let the world know that we want all the violence to stop. And when I say all the violence, I mean these attacks and all the systemic structural violence of occupation and siege and dispossession and denial of rights and all of that. It's all violent, and it all needs to stop, because violence only leads to more violence.
I have nothing more than that, actually. I hope it ends and we come back to our regular life. I miss my university and my friends. I'm scared, I am bored, I am in a horrible condition. I'm sad for how many people will lose every day. So I just do not want to lose anyone else. There's a friend of mine, I have lost a friend of mine. He was my friend at gym yesterday. He was also 18 years old. I don't know what was he doing to be killed. I don't want to lose any people else. I hope it ends very soon.
Me too. Thank you, and please take care of yourself. We're thinking about you.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Bye. Bye, Mahmoud. Bye-bye.